What's going on there, YouTube? And welcome back to another comic book video. Alright guys, so it's time for us to go ahead and wrap up the Fear Itself storyline. And today guys, we are going to cover part 6 and part 7 so we can go ahead and jump back into more Brian Michael Bendis Avengers and New Avengers. And guys, I do hope you enjoyed this video, and if you do, please hit that like button. Also, subscribe for more comic book stories down the road. And also guys, if you can, please share my videos. But guys, like I said, today we are going to wrap up Fear Itself today with part 6 and part 7. And then we are going to jump back into Brian Michael Bendis Avengers and New Avengers. But guys, I do hope you enjoy this video. Now guys, when it comes to Fear Itself part 6, with this book right here guys, we do pick up with Steve Rogers right now with a few other members of the Avengers carrying Thor, trying to find a way to get him back to Asgard. And the reason why guys, remember, in our last video, Thor fought against two people, the Hulk and the Thing. Now, Thor fought against Hulk multiple times, and he also fought against Thing multiple times. But Thor was always kind of able to stand up against them at most points. Now the thing is though, when it comes to the Hulk and the Thing in this storyline, well, their powers got amplified because they both picked up magical hammers that came from the Serpent, the main bad guy of this storyline. And the thing is though guys, when anybody picks up a hammer, they go one, crazy as heck, but under the control of the Serpent, but also they get even powerful than they were before. And so the Thing and the Hulk, they were both at like beyond power. They had beyond full power. And so they fought against Thor in the last video. And Thor was able to defeat the Thing and also get rid of Hulk. But he was badly beaten. And so you have Steve Rogers kind of like, we need to get Thor back to Odin. Because Odin is the only person who can fix Thor, who can heal Thor up. Because guys, we also found out in our last video, when it came to Asgard, there was an old time myth that if the Serpent ever returns onto the earth, the only person who could beat the Serpent is Thor himself. But Thor and the Serpent will both die. And so you kind of have Steve Rogers saying, it seems like the only way we can win this battle if Thor is at full power, and if Thor can fight against the Serpent and defeat the Serpent. And so when Steve Rogers gets Thor back to Asgard, you have Steve Rogers talk to Odin, and he says, listen, Odin, you are going to fix your son because he is trying to fix your mistake. And the only way we can win this battle is through him, because he has to be the one to fight against the Serpent. So you will heal your son up, give him back to us, and give us a fighting chance to save the earth. Matter of fact, you and your Asgardians, you guys are going to help us out also, because this is your fault that we're in right now. And if you want us to fix this, you have to listen to us. You have to work with us. You have to fix your son. Now, Odin's kind of like, listen, I just had Tony Stark in the last 2 chapters of this storyline talk smack to me. I will not have 2 regular human beings talk smack to me. And so you have Odin basically teleport Steve Rogers and the members of the Avengers who were with him back to Earth. Said, bam, gone. Back to Earth. Goodbye. Now, we do jump forward a little bit in time, and we do pick up with Odin right now healing Thor up. He is healing Thor up because Odin knows the only way they can win this battle is through Thor. I can't talk, sorry. Is through Thor. Thor is the only person who can beat the Serpent. And so Odin is healing Thor up, and he's saying, all right, listen, son. The only way we can win this battle is through you. It's literally through you. You're the only person who can beat the serpent. But I need to give you some armor, some very special armor. This is my armor that will give you a fighting chance against the serpent. Because again, son, you are the only person who can defeat the serpent. Now, Odin also gives Thor this very powerful sword. And he said, listen, this sword will be the weapon that can kill the serpent. You have almost everything you need. You have the armor, you have the sword, but son, you have to finish this battle. You have to defeat the serpent, because right now, you're our last hope, son. You're our last hope to save both Asgard and Midgard. Now, the thing is though, guys, you do have Thor and Odin walk into this workshop. And the thing is though, guys, we see that Tony Stark is working on some brand new weapons to give the Avengers a fighting chance. He's basically using Uru, I really hope I pronounced it correctly, but Uru metal. And guys, if you're new to Marvel Comics, Uru metal is this special kind of metal from Asgard. And so right now, Tony Stark is using this special metal, Uru, to basically make more powerful weapons to give the Avengers a fighting chance. Because the Avengers need it right now. They need everything they can get to stop the serpent in the forces he has right now. And the thing is though, guys, we do jump back over to Steve Rogers. And to wrap up part 6, we do have Steve Rogers with a few other members of the Avengers at the Fallen Asgard. Now guys, remember, Fallen Asgard is basically what Asgard used to be yet in Braxton, Oklahoma, before the Sentry destroyed Asgard. Asgard was in Braxton, Oklahoma, but the Sentry, back in our Siege event, destroyed Asgard. And so with Asgard being destroyed, they now call this place the Fallen Asgard. But the thing is though, you have Steve Rogers and a few other members of the Avengers right now just standing around kind of like, what do we do? Because the serpent is coming. The serpent is on his way. What do we do? And you kind of have Steve Rogers pick up a shotgun. He walks up to the front line with regular human beings, with the Avengers, and he's kind of like, it's time for one last battle, one last stand. We can do this. And that wraps up part 6. Now guys, when it comes to Fear Itself, part 7, with this book right here, guys, we do pick up with Thor and Tony Stark coming back from Asgard. Now the thing is though, guys, you do have Thor like automatically leave the Avengers behind to go fight against his uncle, the Serpent. But the thing is though, you do have Tony Stark say, listen, Avengers, I brought you guys some weapons. These weapons are made by Asgard. They are made by Uru metal. These weapons can give you guys a fighting chance. A fighting chance against the Serpent in his forces. So Avengers, use these weapons right now to give yourself a fighting chance. And so Iron Man is just handing out weapons left and right. And you have Iron Man say, we got some work to do. Avengers, let's go. Now, we do jump over to Thor fighting against the Serpent. Now guys, once again, you have to remember, like the old myth says, if the serpent ever returns, Thor is the only person who can beat the serpent. But if Thor fights against the serpent, they both die. It's not one dies and the other lives. No, if they both have a big final battle, they both end up dead. That is the old myth. And the thing is though, guys, it could happen right here. And so Thor is fighting against his uncle and they're going back and forth right now. And they're almost at equal level. So not one side is winning right now. But the thing is though, of course, with their fight going back and forth, Thor hammers just flies away from Thor because he tried to use it against the serpent. Now, of course, it did not kill the serpent, but Thor was just trying. Now, Thor knows what he has to do to kill the serpent. He has to use the sword his father gave him. Now, the thing is though, when it comes to Thor's hammer crash lands right near Steve Rogers. And so Steve Rogers is kind of like, all right, cool. The hammer of Thor. Listen guys, Avengers, assemble. He picks up the hammer of Thor and he yells out loud, Avengers, assemble, meaning that this is the final battle. There is no part 2, part 3. No, this is going to end here. Avengers assemble. It's him literally holding Thor's hammer in the air, and he's telling the Avengers to assemble and just fight against the serpent forces. Now, you do have Odin tell his Asgardians, it's time for us. 24 hours already happened. It's time for us. We have to go help my son out. We have to go help the Avengers out. Earth needs us. Let's go and let's end this battle. And so Asgard goes back, not Asgard, the Asgardians go back to Earth to help the Avengers out, to help Thor out, to fight against the serpent. The thing is though, guys, when the Asgardians arrive on Earth, the battle is basically almost over. Because guys, we pick up with Thor fighting against the serpent, and they're fighting in the air, and Odin can tell that his son is going to die today. And so Odin watches Thor and his brother, the serpent, fight one another in the sky, and they just crash land on Earth. And a huge explosion happens. Odin screams and he runs over to see if his son is okay. Did his son survive? And he sees the son just crawling on the ground. And so it seems like, well, maybe Thor will live. But the next thing you know, sorry guys, the next thing you know, the next page, Thor dies in Odin's arms. Now, we do jump forward one day, the next day actually, Saturday, and we do see the Avengers giving Thor a proper funeral. I cannot talk in a video, guys, I'm sorry. But you do have the Avengers giving Thor a proper goodbye. They're kind of like, listen, he's dead, and it's best for him to say goodbye to him here, where Asgard used to be on Earth in Braxton, Oklahoma. And so it's the Avengers saying goodbye to Thor. And that really wraps up Fear itself right here, guys, with the Avengers winning, but losing a fellow team member. But anyways, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up today's video. Please leave me a like down below and also subscribe for more comic book stories in the near future. Also, any suggestions on books I should read, let me know in the comments below, because you never know, your suggestion could be a future video down the road. But guys, we're now going to jump back over to Brian Michael Bendis' Avengers and New Avengers, and we're going to pick up with, I want to say, New Avengers Volume 3 first. But anyways, guys, I'm out of here, and I'll see you on the next comic book video. Later, guys.